Hey, it's me, Tammy B, and welcome to my review for Married to Medicine. All right, so we are basically where we left off last week or from the aftermath. And like I said, one thing I like this season is that they're showing all of the women's just personal life. So this week it kind of showed Dr. Heavenly sending her kids off to school. It showed Dr. Jackie working out. And I wonder, do she work out with a full face of makeup all the time? Like, either she must look really crazy without makeup, or maybe she doesn't sweat that much. Because I could just imagine putting on some makeup and getting on a treadmill and just melting all down. So I don't know. She was lifting weights with a full face of makeup. So I wonder, is that normal for her, or is that just because she was being filmed? So then we see Toya and Eugene doing drive-by infusions. Now, like I said, I like the hustle of, Toya trying to help her husband's business and just be on it, but I don't know, it just seemed a little drug dealerish, like going house to house with a duffel bag full of fluids that you get through an IV. So it's like you going around sticking needles in people from house to house. So I probably wouldn't have gotten that. I would have appreciated the stop by, or I would have admired the hustle, or maybe I would have referred a friend. But well, me and needles are not really friends, so I probably wouldn't have got it, period. But I was like, that's kind of funny. Like, no wonder people don't already do this. Like, how many people will agree if somebody showed up to your house with a black bag talking about, let me stick this juice in your arm with a needle? Like, that's probably why it's not being done, not because nobody has thought of it. So like I said, I admire the hustle, but yeah, that's a little crazy, but so far it's going good. They stopped by Jill house. Jill is down, and it's so funny because Toya didn't call, and Dr. Eugene was all nervous and like, but I understand him, like, not to turn it into a race thing, but how many black men could show up at a white woman's door in the morning with a black duffel bag like, hey, let me stick this in your arm? So Eugene was all nervous. He was all looking around like, man, I wanted her to call. Like, and then she got a husband. So just imagine some big buff black guy just walk up to your door, like knocking on your door, like, hey, remember me from the party? Like, so I could understand Eugene's apprehension, but I do understand where Toya coming from. Like, oh, this is my homegirl. Like, let's just roll over there real quick. So basically, Jill gets the infusion, and she basically tells her version of the story about Dr. Heavenly and the strippers and why her husband got up and walked away. Boom. So that was that. And then the next thing, Toya and Eugene, they go to Dr. Heavenly's house. And then Dr. Heavenly just says her version. She was nonchalant about it. She was like, oh, that was nothing. I just told him I didn't want to talk to him. Now, one thing I will say about Toya is when Jill was like, was I just supposed to let her say whatever and not do anything? And Toya was like, yeah. So I'm glad that Toya kept it real with Jill and just let her know, like, when you're around this group, you got to know when to say something, when not to say nothing, what to accept and what not to accept. So I'm glad Toya kind of checked Jill, like, hey, yeah, you were supposed to let Heavenly do exactly that, just run her mouth and leave it alone, or whatever. So that was that. The next scene is Carrie comes to visit Toya, and Carrie, I think this is like the third time we've seen her on here, so I know she's just not down with all the arguments, but it's just like, dang, if you're gonna be on the show, you might as well be on there, girl. Don't be trying to visit in the soft scenes. But Carrie is doing her little thing. She was the realtor in the have and the have nots. She the one who sold Candace the house. So Toya out there, Carrie out there getting her little paper. So I guess I would have quit too if I was gonna get TV roles. So that was that. And basically Toya is trying to tell Carrie everything that happened between Quad and Lisa, but Carrie points out, well, they was at an event last night, so I don't know why they can't go to Dr. Simone's event. So, and it's so funny, she like, let me see if I have it. Girl, first of all, I was on Instagram, it was, you got it still. And then secondly, if it was an article, it's still up there. So I was like, girl, you call yourself trying to not be in drama, and you coming over visiting this girl bringing drama. So Carrie, you either need to be on the show or don't be a friend. So the next scene was Quad and her puppy line. So she has a little pop-up shop. It looks cute. I think somebody mentioned, no, I don't know. I'm mixing that with something else. But everything looks cute. I guess she's just selling little dog clothes. So somebody clowned saying it was a pop-up shop or it was in a warehouse. But hey, you know, if you don't want to have a store and do this every day and sit in a store every day, I don't see anything wrong with a pop-up shop. It looks kind of cute, and hopefully the location was good enough to, just bring in customers. But so Dr. Heavenly went and she tried to kind of talk to Quad, like, hey, let me know what's going on. So Quad gonna say, I don't even think I should be talking to you about this right now, because how do you even know this? And you weren't around. So that means Lisa running her mouth. But I'm like, Quad, you talked to them all on speakerphone when you got out the police station. So why is Quad just trying to say, oh, Lisa must be running her mouth. Lisa must be running her mouth. Well, number one, you chose to not come around. So that gives the other party the upper hand to tell their story. If that makes a difference to you, then you should go around and tell your story. But secondly, hello, like, I know they be asking y'all, like, hey, can we film this conversation? So what do you mean? How was Dr. Heavenly supposed to know what happened? You don't remember you had a whole conversation with the whole group on speakerphone the night y'all was supposed to be at Dr. Jackie exercise thing? So that's how you know. That's how you mad at Toya, because when she was on speakerphone, she asked you what you do. So yeah, they all know. So Quad, girl, I'm Team Quad, but go somewhere with that. How do you even know? Everybody, like Dr. Heavenly said, everybody know, girl. So that was pretty much it, you guys. Like, a lot didn't seem to happen this episode on this show either, really. The only other thing I can mention that was kind of stupid to me was Lisa telling her kids the whole story. Like, ultimately, it seemed like she was telling Darren, but she was telling the kids, like, oh, we're not going. Dr. Simone decided not to invite mommy. I thought her and mommy were friends. If something like this ever happens to you, you should do. And I'm just like, it was, first of all, her mommy voice is annoying as heck. I know we all got that little kid voice that we use sometimes when we talking to kids, but I don't know why hers just seemed annoying. Or maybe it was just the fact of what she was talking about with her kids, So that was kind of silly. But long story short, Dr. Simone ended up finding out that Quad and Lisa was at the same event. So she tells Quad, like, hey, if you can show up to somebody else's event, and it happened to be Portia Williams' event from Real Housewives of Atlanta. I don't know what kind of event she was having. I'm assuming I would guess it would be probably her hair business. So Dr. Simone was like, hey, if you can go to that, come to my stuff. And Quad was like, well, I'm just letting you know I don't want to put myself in that situation. She was like, well, you put it in the situation for Portia, put it in that situation for me. You was in the same building with her. It was a lot of people around, and you still came. So do that for me. So at first, Quad said no, but she ended up showing up. So basically, the basketball game ended up being cool. The moms ended up winning, and Quad and Lisa both showed up. Now, I will say, Quad exited stage left right when the game was over, and then Lisa kind of showed up late. So then once Quad left, she was in the group with the girls. So they really didn't cross paths, which was good because I didn't want another fight to happen at a children's event. But it is time for them to just get over this and squash this. Like, they know Lisa shouldn't have threw anything, and Lisa did start it, but when you sue somebody, well, somebody ain't gonna be on the show no more, and it's usually the person who files the charges. So Quad seemed to love this show, and she seemed to be a fan favorite. So you got to drop that lawsuit. So let's just drop it and let's move to a whole nother storyline, y'all, because this whole lawsuit thing is just way too much. And that's pretty much it, you guys. Of course, the main thing that everybody's going on and on about, and that the previews is going on about, is that some guy showed up to the puppy pop-up store to say that Lisa Nicole's husband is sleeping with him. And I mean, it seemed like what we saw in the previews is basically what we saw, him saying it. As a matter of fact, on the previews, it came off way more dramatic. So he said it, and at first it didn't look like Quad entertaining, but yeah, she ended up entertaining it. She was like, oh, who are you? How do you know this? I don't even remember what she asked him. But honestly, I don't remember like what ended up being the final thing for that. Like, he said it and that's it. So I don't know if, he gonna start saying it to other people at the event, or I don't know if Lisa's gonna bring, or Quad's gonna bring it up to the group, because I don't recall it ever showing that. And if I did, it must not have been that good, because I don't even remember. So boom, that's all we know. Basically, now we know that some man is claiming that he's sleeping with Darren. So I guess we'll see what unfolds with that. So that's it, you guys. I guess we'll show some upcoming stuff. I think do they go somewhere? Usually, all these shows end with a trip. So I guess we'll just see what happens with Married to Medicine, you guys. So I'm just going to end the review there, because I don't remember anything else. And that just goes to show that's how good it was. I guess the best stuff was in the beginning. All right, so you know what's up. Give me the thumbs up on the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends, share the video, and just hit me up on Twitter, guys. I'd love to interact with you, see how your day is going as I go through my day, and we'll just continue this. Follow me on Facebook at It Is Me, Tammy B, and I will see you next time for the next review. Enjoy your day. Bye.